Hello, and today we're going to show you how to do SketchUp, which is Google SketchUp 8. So once you go into Mr. Santalupos folder, you'll have Google SketchUp 8 folder here with all your files. You scroll down to the bottom and you'll get Google SketchUp EXE. Open that up like that, and wait for it to load. So now what we're going to do is we choose a simple template. We have, well, what would be best to work with here is perhaps feet and inches. And then once you have it selected, we can start using SketchUp. Once the screen loads, you have your default avatar here known as Susan, which you are going to use as an example when you are creating your building. So let's start with something basic here. We're going to grab the square tool and make a simple base. So let's say it's going to be Susan's house. We're going to set it so Susan is about that high. We're going to set it to be Susan's height, so we make sure that's the height right there. And then set it twice of Susan's height so it fits her. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set edges over the home. Whoops. So what we do is you drag over with the offset tool until you have a nice clean overhang. Then you're going to grab the push-pull tool and then pull from the bottom or the top, and you will have your edge. Then you can adjust the size of the roof and you will be able to have a more of a detailed incline. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create doors for the house. So we're going to grab this rectangle tool again and set it to be at some easy entry point. We just gotta make sure that it's Susan's height. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the selection tool and select the entire top. Then we're going to click hide. So now we only have the base and the door visible. What we do now is we're going to take the offset tool once again and set the inside wall so that our wall has a thickness, it isn't plain, like paper. Now what we're going to do is go to the edits, or not, in the edit, and we're going to go to the unhide section right below hide. We're going to hit all when you put your cursor over the unhide section. Upon hitting that, you should have everything that you've done before back. Uh-oh, that shouldn't be there. So you can usually use the selection tool and grab edges that you do not want, and then you can just hit the delete button on them and it will get rid of them easily. So now we have the basics of the inside and outside. We're now going to work on some details. So what we can do is, let's say we don't really like the way that our roof is. So we're going to delete all that we have for the roof and then replace it. And there we have it, back to how the roof was before. So what we're going to do now is take the line tool, set the midpoint, and go up. You will be told when you're going up or down by the blue line. The green line tells you that you're going to the left, or same with the red line. It's mostly decided on which way you're looking at it. So now we're going to take it, but on the other side, again with the blue line going up, until it locks into place, telling you that it's the exact same height as the other one. Now we're going to join them both together. What we do then is join all the sides with the angles to form a small triangle shape. Do that with all sides. Now we're going to clean up the lines that are unnecessary. And there we have it, a more complicated design for Susan's house. If you want to feature it, your house can have windows, which is kind of necessary. So we're going to measure Susan's height here and see what our referencing will be. Then we're going to select the square tool and set some windows that you think are appropriate for Susan. That looks good. Now what we're going to do is grab our paint bucket tool so that we know that they are windows, and then we're going to go down to the translucent section and grab the glass blue. Now once you click on your windows, they will become translucent. Now that you have everything that you need to have a proper house, you want to make it look a little bit better. So let's say we're going to have some simple entry. Now we have a small path. You could also grab the move tool and grab that one point in case you didn't make it long enough and extend it along the green axis. But if you want to get fancy, you could also move it to the left or right. Next after that, we can try to make it so there's a small chimney. When you're dealing with slanted surfaces, it would be best to first draw your chimney with the square tool, or only the base of it. It will automatically set it to a square if you're in the right angle. If you look, you can't pull and just make a chimney because it will go outwards. That doesn't look right at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have to make the roof hidden. So right click and hit hide, and now we can see our little shape. So what we're going to do is make another small triangle with the shape we've already drawn. So you go down until you have your blue selected, and then do the same with the side. Now as you've seen, we've drawn a small triangle. Now fix that for all sides. Now that you see, we have our triangle, but you might want to clean it up so there's no extra lines. So what we can do now is we can grab that one surface that we originally drew and delete it, and now we have a small little box shape. Now we're going to go and unhide everything. And now we have a small hole. That may not be that great, but it's only a work in progress. What we do now is that we're going to extend it. But if you notice, you do not have enough room here. So we're going to take the square tool once again, and then set a small square on the inside so it's not touching any of the lengths. And then we can extend that, and there we have it. A good chimney looking shape. We can then take the offset tool here and make it smaller, or a small hole inside, and then we can shrink that to make it look more detailed. And now we have a hole inside our chimney so it looks better. And there we have it, the basics of making a house.